Hey, I'm Dr. Noelle Lucas. I work at Blue Oasis Pet Hospital in Mount Juliet, and I'm here to answer some of your questions that you might have about a big broad category called pet insurance. So there's lots of confusion. I want to clear up some maybe misconceptions and really try to educate you a little bit more on why it's important to consider pet insurance for your pet. And I've got an assistant, Courtney. She's going to ask me some questions that I think you guys might have.
Dr. Lucas, what is pet insurance and how does it work?
Yeah, so everyone's sort of used to having pet insurance for themselves, medical insurance for ourselves. Pet insurance is the same thing. It's going to cover your pet's medical issues that you're gonna bring that to us, and we're going to diagnose something, and then we're going to turn it into your insurance company. Or you're going to turn it into your insurance company, but essentially you're trying to defer some of those costs through an insurance program. So that's pet insurance, just like you and I get, cover medical costs.
Is pet insurance worth it for dog and cat owners?
So I've only had maybe one pet owner in my entire career said they were disappointed with their pet insurance, but that's one out of so many others. The vast majority of pet owners do not regret having pet insurance for their pet, especially when it comes to those unexpected illnesses and medical bills that can rack up very quickly. And often clients are the bill for your pet's care is getting higher every year, and those unexpected costs can be really challenging to pay for. And when you have pet insurance, it makes you feel like you're able to provide the best care for your pet, your veterinarian can, and it can become more affordable.
How does pet insurance differ from human health insurance?
Yep, so when you and I go to the doctor's office and we have insurance, our doctor's office will bill our insurance company, and we are usually not going to pay the doctor's office at the time of services. Pet insurance is different. You, as a pet parent, are going to pay your veterinarian for the care that is provided by the doctor at that visit, and then you're going to submit a claim for that care to your insurance company. Your doctor's office, your veterinary office, is not going to do that work for you. For the most part, because we don't have the staff to do that, and it's really upon the pet owner. Now, your veterinary office is probably going to provide you all the information that you need, your claim form if we need to sign it, your invoices. We'll work with your insurance companies, but basically that's the big difference. You're still going to pay your veterinarian for the care provided at time of service, and then you're going to submit your claim to your pet insurance, and they're going to reimburse you. So big distinction typically. There is one exception. There is a pet health insurance provider that does work with veterinarians like us, and we will submit a claim for you, and then that company will pay us whatever is on your insurance policy, and then you just pay us the difference that your insurance company won't pay. So that's one very specific company. That is not true for all of them.
How can pet owners compare pet insurance companies to find the best plan?
Great. So there's a lot of plans out there, and you have to kind of know the names of the plans or do some general searches to kind of find all the different companies, and there are new ones coming out all the time. So it is a little bit of a confusion in the marketplace, what is available. And of course it does differ by different states on what can be offered, because states have some specific insurance mandates. There is one insurance sort of broker for pets, and it's called Policy. It's spelled Pawlicy, like paw, so Policy Advisors is the only kind of insurance broker that we know out there. So basically you go out to a Policy Advisor, put in your information about your pet and what you're looking for, and they will kind of search the broad market to see what different insurance companies might match for you the best. That's the only one that I know of at the time of us having this conversation. But that's a really good resource to have available.
How do pre-existing conditions affect pet insurance coverage?
Yeah, so pre-existing conditions, huge on affecting your ability to get pet insurance coverage. The vast majority of insurance companies for pets will not cover pre-existing conditions. So if you come into your doctor's office or here and we diagnose your pet with allergies or an ear infection, and then you try to get pet insurance after we've already diagnosed that, oftentimes they will still cover your pet, but they will exclude ear infections or allergies from being covered. And oftentimes that's what I hear when clients come in, will diagnose maybe pancreatitis or some very expensive potential medical issue. And my clients are like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and try to get insurance. I'm like, you can get insurance, but they're not going to cover the problem that we're doing right now, which is now pre-existing. Once we diagnose it as a doctor, it's pre-existing. Insurance companies won't usually cover it. There are some exceptions. For example, I've had some pet owners where they've had a pet that's had maybe a cruciate injury or blown a knee and had knee surgery, and then they go on and get pet insurance maybe to cover potentially future knees. There are some insurance companies that will actually cover like the other knee if it ever should have a problem. So those are exceptions, but in general you'd have to check with your individual insurance provider for pre-existings. Most of them are covered.
What are the benefits of health insurance and how does it help with the cost of veterinary care?
Yeah, so benefits are when you walk in with your pet and we are having a wellness visit or even a sick visit, and we want to, we're doctors, so we want to maybe run some tests like blood work, maybe we need some x-rays, maybe your pet needs surgery, maybe we need to send you to a specialist. All of that can be very expensive very quickly. If your pet is covered by pet insurance, your anxiety will go down because all of a sudden all of the things that we're recommending to care for your pet and diagnose them and treat them immediately become more affordable. You're able to provide best care for your pet, and we as veterinarians are allowed to do all the diagnostic testing and treatment that's required to really give the best care that we can to your pet. So it just breaks down the anxiety and the stress and the ability to afford the care on both sides of the relationship between the client and the veterinarian. And who gets to win is really our pets that we're trying to take care of the best that we can. So pet insurance is still not a very common thing for us to find with our pet parents. Still, there's a lot of pets that aren't covered by pet insurance. We would like to change that as a veterinary industry. We think pet insurance is a wonderful thing still. It is actually very affordable for a lot of clients. You just have to know to think about it. You need to do it before you bring your pet into the veterinarian, because ideally you'd already have them on pet insurance before we come into this environment and start diagnosing things so they're covered. And your veterinarians are actually pretty good experts on talking about pet insurance. So if you have questions, please talk to your veterinarians. They can make some really sound recommendations, and please get your pet insured, because that will just set them up for success in life and provide the best care that we possibly can for them to live a long and healthy life. So if you have questions about pet insurance, please reach out, ask your vet. Thank you so much.